Good day and good afternoon, YouTube. This is the AlphonZeus Team Gradelock here. Yeah, we got ourselves a standard deck profile. So pretty much after weeks of playtesting and seeing what the meta is like, here is our own OTT deck profile piloted by John Link.
It's gonna look no different than everyone else's deck.
Pretty much, but I guess there's gonna be reasoning and also added perspective, especially people just getting the standards for the first time and this is like the first video they watched. So let's get started, John.
So obviously you have to run all these protect markers.
Yeah.
6, because you're never gonna run.
You gotta run the whole deck.
Whole deck?
Whole
a
deck.
whole deck of protect markers.
It's legal. It's legal.
As many as you can carry.
Am I gonna be the guy from Yu-Gi-Oh who bought a whole case of like
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh
you can be
cards?
that guy. That's totally legal.
Exactly, for now. But yes, all Misaki protect markers except the Legend of Zelda shield because, you know, Joe's the best.
Yeah, shout out to Joseph Levenguth. You can find him on Vanguardian so you can get awesome custom protect and force and excel markers. So
Oh, and there's more reason that this took a long time, mainly because this is high rarity and we didn't have promos until like last week anyway, so.
alright.
We are men of culture, so we play Lodge in Vegas.
Yes.
Wrong starter!
It's
Why
the
you
right
so much
starter.
better?
Men
They have a different text.
Okay.
Listen, the bunny was a mistake. It was
They
only
have a different text.
It was only made because she needed to be played in premium.
Alright. You tell me the justification. Is there a combo just like Battle Riser?
Yes.
Tell me that now.
You get so much more value out of looking at this card.
Lies. Battle
do you
Riser.
mean?
And
The
there's
other
no
buddies
Battle
that you
Riser
draw
combo.
during your main.
Listen. Your opponents are gonna be so like confused when they look at your starter. They're gonna be so entranced that they're not gonna know what they're gonna do.
Unless they're okay, well. Anyways.
Alright,
gentlemen.
because you know all the
Yeah.
starters are the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And
go
then,
play Persona 5
Because
dancing
this
on
is
Starlight,
all
whatever.
what
Why are
she
you
lets
killing
you
yourself?
use.
Don't do that.
Is
Look, man,
Great.
someone gifted it to me
4-draw
from Play
because, you
Asia.
know,
like
PG
they went out of their
draw
way and paid the
better.
extra $30 to get me the English
and
version.
4 heal.
Yep,
So
pretty
I'm
much
already
standard
dead.
build.
You can't mess with those.
And I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you
Uh, especially in OTT, you're not gonna play more draws.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I already had games where I pretty much almost decked out.
Alright.
Moving on to ones, you run Circle Megas. I never
Yep.
thought I'd see the day where this card becomes good, by the way.
Yeah, Circle Magus. Oh my god.
But Vanna Rear, drive check a grade 2 or higher. You can shove it on bottom and then draw a card. It's okay. I don't really like it for that skill. The main reason she's even higher than a double R foil is because she's on ride, counterblast 1, and draw a card.
You
Yeah.
don't want anything.
So much mad value
You
that
don't
you could
want
ride
anything.
on top
I
of
know,
your,
but you
of
just
your
see
start.
this guy's mind off the guy.
But
You
it's
can
like
ride
the
on top
last,
of your
like,
starter
4
to draw,
minutes of it.
and then when you ride on top of her, you draw another card. Like,
Card.
you honestly just get so much value out of that, and you honestly can just fix hands after Jesus just because you draw all of those many cards. Cards honestly is very good, and even the first skill, like to filter out, because sometimes you don't want to keep drawing drive checking 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just points where you want to fix your hand because you have too many of those.
Okay.
So for far from Magus, this thing applies power to Vanguard, this thing fixes your top checks. Sometimes you don't have triggers on the top of your deck and you just need to make sure you hit them. Like, it's important to hit triggers in the new format, and like, the fact that they're 10s is insane.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, sometimes this card can seem vanilla, but like, you need to run it on the fact where you don't run into triggers on the top check all the time. And it's also never bad to power up on the Terrasi, but you know, we don't have anything else that does except for one card. Triple Gemini.
Triple,
This
okay.
is half the reason that the video took so long. Promo cards. This card's mad value. Like, people don't like it because it's a neg 1, but it literally is the only counter charge you know to take.
Yeah.
Like, you need this card against specific matchups like Kagero because they're going to be denying you damage multiple times through waterfall, so you need to be able to make sure you can give yourself an open counterblast to use Imperial Daughter, anything that requires a counterblast, because every counterblast of yours is a plus.
Yeah.
So this card's good. And it also builds Soul. That's important for 2 cards.
Okay.
This is one of those cards. This is Luckbird.
Luckbirds.
Like, this values multiple things. This thing can value as a big Vanguard booster. This thing can value as an attacker in the early game or even like the middle game. Like, the fact that you could just slap this down and draw a card is insane. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, this thing replaces itself on the call. This thing behind any AK booster is 13. It honestly, it doesn't matter what card it is. It just puts in work whenever it's on the board. Swing at rears, make your Vanguard huge.
I usually use it just to like see if I have something scryed on the top and I just luck bird it out.
Oh yeah, that too. When you have a card on the top that you want to draw into, but you don't want to use, you don't want to put it on bottom, you use luck bird to draw it. Sorry, that's the other thing I forget. Best grade 2 in the deck is Pawn Starter.
Yeah.
It's probably the freest 15k attacker around. You just have to have 4 cards in hand, and I've said this before, but if you ever don't have 4 cards in your hand when you're playing OTT, you lose.
Yeah.
And it also can be retired by any card effects, so you know, Kagero can just leave me alone and let me actually have something to attack with.
And Blaster Blade.
Oh yeah, that too. This thing is a blowout in the Royal matchup because their Blaster Blade's effect becomes early useless because they can't retire anything.
Yeah.
But against Kagero especially, you want to have these just to be able to constantly keep applying pressure to them. Sometimes this thing has a target on its back most of the time, but you know, that's why good cards have targets on their backs.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Force the Torihime.
Yes.
This thing is a little... the main reason I don't like this card is because of the counter bust, but its effect is counter bust 1, draw a card, discard a card, and then if you're on it gains 6k. So it's good with any booster to hit 23 against force.
Yep.
That's also the reason that she's good. 23 against force. But you run her because also the second part, if you're on a grade 3, you put it on top and bottom.
Yeah, Scry 1 is good.
And more power to Ami. You can stack defensive triggers on your opponent's turn. So if you're playing against Novas, you could hit a defensive trigger on your wrestle. But the main reason is just to filter out cards. Like this card is overall good in every matchup. Besides Royal. Like, against Kagero, you throw away your perfect guards and try to dig for cards that aren't perfect guards so you can guard a Waterfall. And against Novas, you just try to hit defensive triggers. Like, this card is honestly just very good as being another attacker that can hit 23 against force. Because, you know, I don't know why we have such different bases, but whatever. These are the top checkers in the grade 2 form. Sadly, these are better than Tom. Scrying, in my opinion, is just better than restricting guard. Tom doesn't do anything because he forces your opponent to guard with whatever he's already guarded with. And a card like this, it just lets you call it down early against, again, Novas or the mirror. Lets you scry, and you can hit a trigger off of that. You can really just apply pressure by 9, swing 9, trigger, other side swing 9. But you just know. The power of knowing is a lot better than just randomly chancing your drive.
Very old school.
And now, the other 50% of the reason that this profile took so long. CEO on this card is so much better than its original form. So if it's counter plus 1, you draw a card, you scry. So that by itself is already good because you're constantly scrying every turn you're always adding a card to your hand. And just, again, knowing what's on the top of your deck is the key of this deck. You're always going to be able to make sure you can hit at least one trigger, which is important because sometimes you don't hit any. Especially if you're me, sometimes you don't hit any. And its second effect is on the Vanguard or rear, it gets 5k every time you look at your deck. This is through top checking, this is through Gears effects. Like anything that would really make you look into your deck, this is what this is for. You can't, there's not really that much room to spin it outside of the grade 2s and the grade 1s that look at the top. But she herself will always be 17 if you use the counter bust. So as a solid leader right now, it's already really good. And it's the best first ride because, you know, free advantage on first, you get set up board. It's honestly really good. And your whole mid game is right here in this card. It's Imperial Daughter.
Ooh. All the SVRs.
Yeah, you cry. You 200%. This deck is why it took so long. It's fully messed up. This deck, this card is your whole mid game because this is your pseudo break ride. If you ride it on top of a grade 3, it gets 15 and a crit for a counter blast. And the first part of that, if you don't ride it on top of a grade 3, you look at the top 2. You have to add one to your hand. The other one can go on the top or the bottom of your deck. I mean, top or in the soul.
I just have to show you this.
So she does everything. She pushes. She pushes with the 15k, so she spends 27 to crit. She stacks your deck. She adds cards to your hand, all for a counterblast. Or putting it into the soul, and putting it into the soul feeds into her second effect, which is anytime as an act during the turn, you can soul blast one and give a unit 6k. That can make her fixed numbers by making her a 33k swing. So her attack is actually prevalent and can't just be blocked by the trigger. Your intercept, she can make your 9ks actually be threatening by giving +6, so boosted by 8k, they swing 23. Like overall, the card is just very good. I love that it's a +6. Thank you, Bushy, for paying attention because like I need to be able to hit numbers.
Yeah.
And like, and again, I love being able to play pseudo break rides in the beginning of a Bling format because it just feels good to constantly be able to constantly keep racking up protect gifts along with just having these free crit counterblasting crit attacks every turn.
Yep.
And
you have to spread out.
game winner. This is victorious here. Like you want to see this in almost every game. Sometimes if you like, you really feel bad if this gets damage checked. But its effect is Vanguard or Rearguard once per turn. Soul Blast 2 3s and discard a card. I'm not lying. Most of the time it's a protect gift. You check the top 7. And then you add you add up to 2 critical triggers that you can find. You put them on the top of your deck. You shuffle the rest of the bottom. That's very weird, but whatever. You shuffle the rest of the bottom, and then your whole board gets 10k. This card is, I want to say, probably the only reason that OTT is doing as well as it's doing. I mean, like, everything else is good, but like, its finishing power is only in here because it's the only thing that applies massive power bonus to the board. It's our mini Soul Saver. Like in general, this card is just more good at applying damage. And with all the you run 10 threes, so you should always be able to apply this skill. There's games where I even applied it twice in a turn, 3 times the whole game. Like I remember there was one point. It was today, in fact, where I used it on the turn before, and then I used it on the next turn by riding it using the written skill and using the back skill because riding this there was 4 in there. I couldn't attack the Vanguard, but that doesn't matter. 20k to all the columns is just insane.
That's really good.
Like in general, this card just puts in way too much work to not be played. The only regrets I have about this card is running it at. I can't run it any higher because the other 3s are just too important.
Yeah. So I want to ask John, in terms of like matchups when we play testing for the past like X amount of weeks, I just want to know for each clan, from like your mirror match to Royals to Kagero to Novas. Like, in the way how you progress through the game, what strategies do you say? Let's start off with Royals, your main thing.
You win against Royals. 100% you win against Royals because they don't have any way to pressure you, because they don't get rid of your back row, your promise starters just stick around on the board. Unless they can cheese you with Blaster Blade Akane early, like there is no reason you should be losing against Royals. Because you always build up these things specifically to stop their Soul Saver turns. And like they're always fearing your turns because your turns are always like 23s at the minimum on the Vanguard, and your Vanguard's always gonna be, if it's Imperial it's always going to be a huge swing in your face.
Gotcha. So how about, let's go with Kagero then. Kagero seems like it's probably one of the hardest matchups out of the 4.
Kagero's 50-50.
50-50?
Like, it's definitely not the hardest. Kagero is 50-50. Like, you have to open well to beat them, and they have to open well to beat you.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying it's 50-50. If they keep opening up the stuff that retires your board, and you don't see Promise Daughter, you just end up losing. If you open up like Promise Daughters and a bunch of grade 1s and like so much stuff, you can honestly just run through them. The fact that every turn you get a protective, it doesn't guard the Waterfall, but it guards the Overlord. You don't have to ever fear the Overlord, and like OTT is the only deck where you can be in a comfortable spot against Overlord. Against Waterfall, so that you can actually take the Waterfall hit, and it's also the only deck that draws enough cards to guard a Waterfall once and sometimes even twice.
Okay.
But it's the one matchup where you don't pressure them all too often because they pick apart your board.
Okay.
Like that's the main reason you don't always win against them.
All right.
It's definitely the second worst.
Alright, so how about Nova Grapplers then?
It's your worst.
It's your worst.
They attack 6 times a turn. Like their hand doesn't even have to be.
They do 8 times.
They attack 6 times a turn. Their hand doesn't even have to be good. Like they can literally just attack you 6 times, and your gift means nothing against them.
And you hit a defensive trigger. Oh well.
Because this thing literally just says you have to use 2 cards to guard an attack, and all their cards are freaking tiny, and they attack 6 times. Your hand could be 8, but guess what? 6 attacks, and you're at 5 damage. All those cards are gone.
Yeah. So the best way you can do is just hope for strike. Use Sayo just to try and get those defensive triggers set up and
like I said, this card is your best card in the Nova matchup because it stacks defensive triggers.
Yeah.
That's dependent on if they don't hit a front trigger.
Gotcha.
Like that, you cry if they hit a front trigger.
All right, and then finally, let's go to the mirror match.
I don't think any mirror match is like ever in favor. Like it's a matchup where you
mirror matches.
people cry around you when you have to do a mirror match because of how long it takes.
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, mirror matches either end in people decking out or like you having to do double deer. Like there is no way games like mirror matches end in that. Or if your opponent just says screw it, let me just throw 2 triggers on my Vanguard. You 2 to pass me, cool, bro. Here's crit. Like every mirror match is trigger dependent, hand dependent, but every time I face the mirror, my mindset is either decking them out or I'm trying to double deer. That's all that comes to my mind.
Alrighty, awesome. So at least this meta as I'm recording this video, don't worry. If anything, as the months progress and we get new sets coming in, we can ask John to comment down as to if you have questions on future sets, as well as if future clans that come into the meta, whether it's Aquaforce, Tachikaze, etc. But John, thank you so much for your time. Hope you enjoyed this Max Rarity, at least the main deck OTT. Don't worry, we're gonna see.
No.
Oh yeah, well, I got that.
You're gonna see me with a whole stack of 50 secret rare gift markers of Masaki.
Alrighty guys, it's John and AlphonZeus Team Gradelock signing out. Woo!